What is osteoporosis? The bones in our skeleton are made of a thick outer shell and a strong inner honeycomb mesh of tiny struts of bone. Osteoporosis means some of these struts become thin, which makes the bone more fragile and prone to break after a minor bump or fall. These broken bones are often referred to as fragility fractures. Although fractures can occur in different parts of the body, the wrist, hip and spine are the most commonly affected. Of those aged 50 plus, 50% of women and 20% of men will break a bone mainly because of osteoporosis. Bones contain collagen, a protein, calcium salts and other minerals. Each bone is made up of a thick outer shell, known as cortical bone, and a strong inner mesh of trabecular bone, which looks like a honeycomb. Bone is alive and constantly changing throughout life. Old, worn-out bone is broken down by cells called osteoclasts and replaced by bone-building cells called osteoblasts, in a process of renewal called bone turnover. In childhood, osteoblasts work faster, enabling the skeleton to increase in density and strength. During this period of rapid bone growth, it takes the skeleton just 2 years to completely renew itself. In adults, the process takes 7 to 10 years. Bones stop growing in length between the ages of 16 and 18, but bone density continues to increase slowly until a person is in their mid-20s. At this point, the balance between bone demolition and bone construction stays stable. After the age of 35, bone loss increases very gradually as part of the natural aging process. This bone loss becomes more rapid in women for several years following the menopause and can lead to osteoporosis and an increased risk of broken bones, especially in later life. Parts of the body most commonly affected are wrists. Broken wrists can be the first indication that you have osteoporosis. They often occur in middle-aged women who have put out their arm to break a fall. Healthy bones should be able to withstand a fall from standing height, so a bone that breaks in these circumstances is known as a fragility fracture. Hips. Hips broken because of osteoporosis occur most commonly in our late 70s or 80s. They happen as a result of a fall and can affect all aspects of life. Full recovery is always possible, but will often depend upon how well someone is before the broken hip occurs. Getting back to being fully mobile and independent can be difficult, and physiotherapy and social care services are often essential. Breaking a hip when you are older can have a major impact on your independence. This can create a real fear of falling among older people, which makes them cautious of everyday activities. Spinal bones. Fractures due to osteoporosis of the bones in the spine, vertebra, usually occur in the lower back, lumbar or upper area, thoracic, of the spine. They are often referred to as spinal or vertebral fractures. Bones become squashed or compressed because of their reduced strength. Sometimes they are referred to as crushed, collapsed or wedged, depending on how the bone is affected. A compression fracture is a good way of describing what happens. These fractures do not interfere with the spinal cord or result in paralysis or loss of sensation, except in very unusual cases. Although bones heal, they do not return to their previous shape, which can mean height loss or spinal curvature. Who is at risk of osteoporosis and broken bones? The factors that can put people at risk of osteoporosis and fractures include genes. Our bone health is largely dependent on the genes we inherit from our parents. In fact, if one of your parents has a broken hip, you may be more susceptible to developing osteoporosis and fragile bones. Age. Bone loss increases in later life, so by the age of 75, about half of the population will have osteoporosis. As we get older, bones become more fragile and more likely to break. Gender. Women have smaller bones than men, and they also experience the menopause, which accelerates the process of bone turnover. The female hormone estrogen has a protective effect on bones. At the menopause, normally around the age of 50, the ovaries almost stop producing this hormone, reducing the protection it gives to bones. Race. People who are black Afro-Caribbean are at a lower risk because they have bigger and stronger bones. Low body weight. If you have low BMI, body mass index, below 19 grams per square meter, you are at greater risk of developing osteoporosis. Previous fractures. If you have already broken bones easily, including in the spine, then you are much more likely to have fractures in the future. Osteoporosis and the fractures it causes is a long-term condition, so essentially there is no cure. However, many people who have fragile or broken bones continue to lead a full and active life and learn to manage their condition very well. So what can you do? 1. Consider a GP prescribed drug if your risk of a fracture is high. 2. Tackle pain with simple over-the-counter pain relievers or stronger pain-relieving drugs prescribed by your GP. 3. Remember the importance of a healthy lifestyle, including diet and gentle exercise. One form of exercise is Qigong. This gentle form of movement is becoming more widely practiced and understood, and can actually help to slow down the signs and symptoms of osteoporosis.